Hey, friend, it's Jeremy Kulikowski here, and I wanted to show you how you could get back hundreds of dollars potentially, maybe even just a $25 gift card from Amazon, things like that, without having to do much of anything. We're talking like maybe a few minutes of back and forth on a chat with their customer service. I have lost track now of how much money we've saved by just taking a few minutes, going into Amazon, having a chat with customer service, and being persistent, asking for a supervisor, all these things. So I'm going to give you some of my quick tips for how to negotiate better, but specifically with a company like Amazon, where you can go online and all it takes is just a little bit of tenacity, a little bit of persistence, and boom, let's do it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you here a chat that I have open with Amazon. I'm just going to show you two specific occurrences that happened recently. So, you can see my screen here of some things that happened specifically with Amazon. So one of them is I got a fancier new camera. That's what you're watching right now. So I ordered this Sony Cinema camera, and when I ordered the camera, it was $1,700 something dollars. Okay. And the next day I was talking to my wife about it, and I go online and I'm like, wait a second, now it's like 1,500 something. I'm like, I just bought that thing. What happened? So guess what? I said, hey, babe, can you take a few minutes and just go online? Yo, if you want to save I think it's easy to forget that saving hundreds of dollars is no different than going out there in 10 minutes and getting paid a couple $100, right? For a job. So she basically got paid the equivalent of a couple, whatever, $1,000 an hour or something with what it took here to do this. So she went online. She talks about the camera. She says, hey, price, she clicked price change after purchase. So one of the things you're going to notice when you talk, at least as of the time of this recording in September 2024, they're doing this. So who knows, a year from now, whenever, it might not work. But for right now, what you'll notice is that they tend to deflect and say, hey, we can't do this, we can't do this. And all of a sudden, if you keep asking for a supervisor, you're going to find out, oh, actually, they can do that. And this isn't just for Amazon, by the way. A lot of what I'm going to teach here about just negotiating one on one is applicable to everything. So I'm going to show you here how exactly we did it. I'm not saying we did it perfect, but we've also done this enough where, at least with Amazon, you don't necessarily have to be quite as polite and apologetic and like, hey, I know this is a big ask, this is a big request, but is there any way you can do this? I had this happen recently with a water filter that we wanted to get. It was this fancy hydrogen water filter. I wanted to get it, but it was like almost $5,000 or something. And I was like, I don't know. There's probably other ones that are just as good. They're around the same price. I'm like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to get that specific one. Sorry, I promise I'll get to Amazon here in a second, but I just want to take a moment and let me throw that one in there too. It was Amazon Prime Day, and that's probably why I'm thinking about it. They said, hey, it's 20% off Amazon. The company said that's where, go on Amazon, that's where we're gonna get it done. And so I was like, okay, so I went on Amazon. They didn't have the specific water filter, the hydrogen water filter I wanted. So I messaged the company and I said, hey, I don't see this on Amazon, the specific one, because the only one they had on Amazon was like $200 or a little portable hydrogen one. I wanted the whole water filter that hooks up to your sink. They said, hey, actually, know what? I could probably pull this up in my chat here. Give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can find it for you, just to give you a little bit of proof, a little bit of evidence. We'll see. I might have deleted this one by now. But I went online, I went on with them. I was going back and forth, just asking, like, hey, what could you do? What would you be willing to do? And because, one of the things is like, if you don't ask, you'll never know. In the kingdom of God, obviously, that's one of the principles, as you do not have because you do not ask. So you have to do that just in the world. You have to also realize that a lot of the reason why you're not getting what you want in a negotiation is because you're just giving up too early. You got to have persistence. And you have to have faith that, hey, if again, you just never know if you don't actually ask and take the time to do that. So I don't have, let me see. I do have, I'll show you this. Here we go. We can go back and forth here. I do have proof of it. But basically, let's see here. I went back and forth with them. Basically, I said, hey, I know this is a big ask. This is a big request. By the way, there's a good book called Never Split the Difference that you could read. It was by a former FBI negotiator. He's really good. And Chris Voss, I believe is his name. And he talks a lot about negotiation. So some of this stuff I'm pulling from there, but I really, really recommend it. And sometimes it's like, hey, like I'm embarrassed to even ask, like, hey, I know you might think that I'm just being greedy or I'm being stingy or I'm being, so if I'm going to do another type of negotiation that's a little bit more high stakes, like a car negotiation, which I could do a whole nother video on that. I just did that and did really well negotiating the price of my car or new van. But when you're doing something like this with online, it's just like, hey, like I'm acknowledging like this is a huge favor. I realize this is not a small thing, but I went back and forth. Originally, the guy told me no. I said, hey, can I get 25 or 20% off this item, even though it's not on Amazon? He said no. And I was like, hey, I get that, but please, would you reconsider? Could you take a moment? And again, it just took me a little back and forth. I think he said no once, maybe even twice. I said one more time. I was like, no, it's a big ask. I think I actually only asked twice. And then after the second one, here's what he said. He said, Jeremy, yes, if you use the discount code, this one will give you 20% off your purchase. So it ended up saving me $1,000, right? $1,000. That's money that I would have had to make extra. So just with literally, I made $1,000 in maybe the equivalent of 5 minutes of an email at most. So again, so anyways, back to Amazon. So I'm going back and forth with Amazon. We're chatting. Let me go back to the screen share for this and show you what I'm talking about. Okay. So we're talking about Amazon here for the camera. I just wanted to show you though, like there's so many companies that are willing to do this. It's not just Amazon. But if you go here, I need a little bit more help. Price change. Okay. Chat with an associate. So basically they asked, my wife said, we just purchased this a couple days ago. It's $200 cheaper. How can we get a refund? So one thing you'll notice, it's not, can we get a refund? Or, or can I get help with this? It's how can I, right? How could I get a deal? How could you help me out here? How could you? So first of all is assumption. You have to assume that they're able to work with you on that and get you something there. So I understand that you want to get a refund. Okay, thank you so much. You're most welcome. To better assist you, sometimes they'll do this. They'll just like send you to another department. Hey, please hold while I transfer you. Okay, go to the next one. Okay. I'm sure it's disappointing, blah, 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 blah. Is there anything else I can help? We can't offer you a refund for a price drop. Okay. I understand what you're saying. My wife said, but I'm sure there is someone I can speak with that can help me with this because literally I could purchase the same camera. So basically, here's another part two of it. So persistence is one, rationale is another one. You have to have some good reasons for your belief. Okay, or sorry, for your argument. You have to have a solid list of reasons why you believe you deserve this. So take stock of it and have some good bullets in an arsenal in a negotiation. The person with the most amount of reasons for their case and the most amount of conviction will oftentimes win. So my wife made a good point. Hey, I could literally purchase the same camera, right? And return the camera I just bought for cheaper. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she could just like, I could just return it, get the full refund and then buy it again. So I'm doing you a favor, Amazon. You guys should actually want this. This should be in your favor. Again, she had good rationale. Ooh, that was a good one. I didn't give her that. She came up with that on her own. So I would happily connect you with my supervisor, but they may also help you with the same resolution. Okay, keeps going. Hey, my name is Natish, leadership team, blah, 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 blah. As a one-time, so here you go. I'd like to inform you, we don't offer pre-post purchase as a one-time exception. I can help you with $197.33 refund on it. Yep. Boom. Thank you for contacting Amazon. Done. Look at how easy that was. Literally super fast, right? So the next one, I just got off the conversation with them with this was lighting because I'm wanting to get some new lighting. It's a little bit, I need to upgrade my lighting. So I was getting this new lighting set up, talking to them. And so here's another way that you can do this. So you have basically, if they're late with something and they say they get here at a certain time and they're late, you can often, at least for me, every time I've asked for some kind of credit or, anything like that, as long as you're willing to keep the item, they're willing to do something. So it's really cool because I mean, think about it, right? You bought it based on expecting it a certain time. Like for me, I bought this looking to get it before a certain time of the day. They didn't deliver. And now I'm stuck with not having so great a lighting for this video. So that's a big deal for me. So that was my reason going into it is I thought, hey, I bought this based off of this. You did not follow through on your part of the deal. So I feel like I deserve to be compensated for that on some way, shape, or form. So, or at least do something, do something to try to make it right and make me feel like I didn't get totally ripped off here. So that's what we have going on here. So we've got this example of the lights. Okay. I asked for, let's see, chat with an associate. I'd asked for an associate. This is Suda. I would like a discount on the item as I ordered it in part because I said it would arrive by today and now it's late. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Blah, blah. They transfer me to another person. Thank you for your patience. Apologies. Love to help you. I'm about to transfer you. So I got transfer. So again, going back to principle number one, persistence, or maybe it was number two. I forget. Persistence. You have to be persistent. Also polite. Okay. You're going to attract more honey or more flies with honey than vinegar. Don't ask me. That expression's weird because, who wants more flies? But the idea, just be sweet. Don't be mean. Don't be nasty. Don't be unnecessarily cruel. These are human beings. As far as we know, it's not an AI chat. And even then, they probably program it to only be nice and give discounts to people that are nice. Well, actually, that's probably not true, but you never know. But first of all, you have to have that. Be polite. Be polite. So keep going here. Sorry, you haven't received your order. Delivery time. I still want the product. But so they were just going to give me like, hey, cancel the order. I was like, no, I still want it. I just want a credit for it being late. Unfortunately, we will not be able to take any action until the delivery period ends. Again, you need to have an arsenal. You need to have references for why what you're saying is true. So I know from the past, hey, I know you guys have credited us stuff that it didn't, we have to wait for the package to get here. Why do you think they want that to be the case? Hey, you could, maybe we'll give you a deal after it's late, because by then you'll forget, right? That's what they're hoping. So I'm like, I'd like to speak to a supervisor, please. I know I can receive something. So again, that's my confidence for the delay and inconvenience. Even if I transfer this chat to a supervisor, they'll be having the same resolution as well. So actually, you lied, or you're just ignorant. But okay, thank you. But I've had this happen many times before. I know I can receive something for the delay. Again, my confidence, my certainty. And here's one thing I'll say too, as we're going through this in negotiations, you also have to respect your time. Like something like this is a time inconvenience. So actually turned into a great video. So I'm glad it happened, but it takes away my time. My time is valuable. My time, it's worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars an hour. So if you're going to take away 10 minutes for me to go and negotiate this, which again, I could offload this to someone else to do it. But that's not the point. The point is it's my time. You guys screwed up. You're wasting my time. Help me out. Do something. Make it right. So we go through this. So you gotta value your time. Okay, so we go through this. Sorry. So basically, one of the things that you'll see here is they just kept being persist, like just, hey, we're not going to do this. Please contact us back. I said, sorry, but that's not good enough. Please get me a supervisor. Why? Because again, I know they can do this. They've done this before so many times. Hello, Jeremy. My name is Roy from Leadership Team. Maybe it's the same person that just changed their name to Roy. Who knows? You're welcome, Jeremy. Policy, allow me, patiently waiting. Oh, I was able to check the on an available exception. Oh, so there is an exception, Roy. Oh, crazy. Okay, in this case, I have the option to help you with a $25 Amazon gift card. Is that okay? That would be great. Thank you. You're very welcome. Please stay connected while I process this for you. Thank you for patiently waiting. I've successfully added a $25 gift card to your account. You can view the balance here. So there you go. Make sure you're still connected. And as you'll see, oops, I'll have to reshare this. Give me a second. As you will see right there, boom, 25 bucks. So again, and I was doing this while I was working on other stuff. So I would just come check in every once in a while and see where am I at with this. And, like honestly, I forgot about it half the time. But I mean, it literally took me maybe 5 minutes. Okay. Maybe 5 minutes. And honestly, part of me is just for kicks and giggles. I just like to see what I can get. Sometimes it's a no when you're trying to negotiate or do stuff like this, but it's crazy, especially with a big company like Amazon. They usually favor you as long as you don't give up and you have some good reasons for why you believe what you believe is right. And you're persistent and you're polite and all of those things. So I just wanted to give you some examples of here's what it could look like for you to negotiate better. Again, be kind. Be like, hey, I'm so grateful for all you're doing. Thank you so much. Smiley face. You've been absolutely amazing. You've been incredible. You've gone above and beyond. I can tell how much you care. You have, totally made my day so far. My day's even better just talking to you so far. I mean, just be sincere, but like be genuinely, hey, I'm sure you get a lot, be empathetic. Hey, I'm sure you get a lot of nasty feedback. I'm sure enough people don't tell you thank you. I'm sure you're always hearing problems, which is true, right? Anyone on customer service is always hearing complaints. Talk to my customer service team. They understand that. It's a lot of here's what's, like, hey, why isn't this link working? Or what is this? Or, it's like, people responding mean comments on an ad that have never met us. It's hard. It can be hard for them. Or they're always fielding problems like, hey, I need help with this, I need help with this. They don't get a lot of praise. So, hey, I'm sure you don't hear this enough, but thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being willing to help me. So just again, the whole honey, not vinegar, just be kind, be a Christian, there's too many Christians that are just like needlessly mean, and then people wonder why no one wants to follow Jesus sometimes. So be kind, try to be polite. But you can also be persistent. Hey, I really appreciate you but that's not good enough. I know I'm entitled to this. I've done this before. So there you go. There's my little mini lesson on negotiating. It can work obviously with Amazon. It can work with other companies online. It could work even when you're buying a car. All of these things are true. Like even when you're buying a car, like just having go get your Kelly Blue Book numbers, get it printed out beforehand, go get some comps of other cars in the area, do your research, just come in with some ammunition, and that's what I did in my last, like, I'll just, heck, well, I'm just going to throw it in here now. Why not? The last car negotiation I did, that's exactly what I did is I just literally went and I had my Kelly Blue Book numbers. What they showed me for what my car was worth was not the same numbers that I found, and I was being conservative. So I had my numbers ahead of time. I had comps of other cars that were being sold for better prices, so I knew that they could do better. Just do your research. Maybe your car you bought, like the last one we bought, had upgrades. Find out how much it costs to get the upgrades. So that this way they're like, man, you're killing me. You're raking me over the coals. It's kind of like, well, actually, no, you're still doing pretty good on this. And just be persistent. They're going to come back and they're going to say, hey, we can't do this. The guy told me he's I was like, hey, listen, like I've no offense. Like I love that you're just doing your job and you're just trying to get the most money and that's your job. And like I get it. And I'm not saying that you're lying to me. I'm not saying that you're being dishonest, but I've just done this. I've bought so many cars. I know that I've lost track of how many times guys go in the back and say this is the best I could do. They come back and now magically it's a better number. So I'm holding firm here. This is what I'm willing to do. And and just you get me there. Here you go. I'll sign my signature. I'll sign my name right here. You get me to this price. I'm walking out. I'm a happy camper, you know? And so that's what we did. And we got a good one. And like, don't let them go oh man, you're killing me here. Like, don't let the games keep you from holding firm, and just again have your numbers, have leverage, have reason for why, walk around the car, look at any potential flaws, any dings, how that could affect the value of the car, whatever, your trade-in, look at the trade-in value. If you're going to trade in your car, like look at what that's worth, look at look at other, again, get other comps for what your car is worth, go on Kelly Blue Book and just again look and see what other people are paying for cars like the one that you have if you're going to trade it in. So we're just going to throw it all in here. So this is your overall lesson on negotiating. Okay. So be kind, be persistent, have some good facts, bring the data, not the drama, have some good tangible reasons for why what you're saying is true. Just value your time. Don't give in to the people saying no, that they can't do it. Just persist, be like, hey, I can appreciate that you say that, but who else can I talk to? Let me talk to a supervisor, and just be persistent, and you'd be shocked how many times you can get an amazing deal for what you're looking for. So there you go. I trust this was helpful, and we'll see you on the next training. Let me know when you apply this, post in the groups, and we're excited to see.